Alright guys, welcome back again to the channel. As usual, back to let you know what's happening right now with the team. So Victor Osimhen, the main man, the hottest striker in the world right now, has returned back to Galatasaray Football Club after he took out a few days to vacation with his family out there in Germany. But the young man has now returned, as you saw from the video, because obviously they have a very important game to prepare for this weekend. For his Galatasaray Football Club, they actually have an early kickoff against Samsunspor. That game is coming up on Friday, which is effectively tomorrow around 6 p.m. So definitely Osimhen had to come back in time to start preparing for the game, start being present in trainings, and then following the tactics of the coach ahead of that game. And if you look at the table, is really, really important, this game on Friday, for Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray, because Mourinho and Fenerbahce are really close, hot on their trails at the second position with 68 points. Galatasaray occupies first with 71 points. And both of these teams have played the same amount of games. So this game is going to be very important. If they win, they are going to extend the lead by 6 points. But but Fenerbahce would still have to play their own game as well. And then it's against Samsunspor, who currently sits third in the league. And when you look at Samsunspor this season, you just know that it's going to be a difficult game for Victor Osimhen and Galatasaray, because Samsunspor are doing really, really well this season. They've actually impressed a lot, having garnered 51 points from 29 games. They actually have played one game more than all of the other teams, but we'll see how that turns out. But as usual, I would expect nothing less than some great performances from Victor Osimhen. He could possibly even score a goal for that one. But let's move on, guys, and talk a little bit about Victor Osimhen's transfer. Osimhen has been a subject of transfer speculations in recent times, and obviously, we know the whole story. MIKEL will be on this podcast, always talks about the possibility of joining Chelsea. He even says that in his recent podcast at the Obi-Wan podcast, YouTube and Spotify, Obi said that as he was reacting to Chelsea's previous game and how Jackson came on and then did his best, but the goal was still lacking. So Obi was now saying that the Chelsea team still needs a player like Victor Osimhen to come in and assist Nicholas Jackson in terms of getting the goals. And he says that if Chelsea still wants to sign Victor Osimhen, then it's going to be easier, because he was involved in that deal. He was part of the negotiation and everything, and he knows where they stopped. So if Chelsea wants to pick up, then it's going to be easier, that they had already completed like maybe 90-95% of the deal. It was just remaining some few details that they couldn't get across the line before the deadline closed. And right now we'll be saying it's going to be relatively easy, but he doesn't know for sure right now if Chelsea are still interested in signing Victor Osimhen, because of a few things as well. For example, Victor Osimhen's wages is something that goes above Chelsea's wage cap, or Chelsea's wage limits for their players. Is asking more than they can pay, and this is I think the biggest stumbling block right now, not just for Chelsea but also Manchester United. But we'll see what happens. It's not just about Chelsea, but also Man United. One of their legends is actually now urging the club to go all out and sign Victor Osimhen. He is convinced that Victor Osimhen is the man that can get them the goals and get them to start competing again for the Premiership. And this man is Ferdinand, the legend of Manchester United. Ferdinand actually believes that Osimhen is a better fit, for Man U than Gyökeres and all of the other strikers as well. Now let me start with Ferdinand's quotes on Osimhen, coming to Man United. For Ferdinand, he says, we need Victor Osimhen at Manchester United. We need someone who knows how to score goals. We need someone who can come and show the youngsters here how to score goals. United need elite players who know what they are doing on the pitch. So that is what Rio Ferdinand said. For Mikel Obi, he said, Osimhen supported us as a kid and wants to play for this Chelsea Football Club. His idol is Drogba. He will want to break records, win us trophies, get us back on the top, come for DJ's Drogba's records. I'm telling you, that would be his mission. Get him in Chelsea. So obviously, these two club legends are pushing for one of the hottest strikers to come to their clubs. But we'll see what happens. Of course, Osimhen has a lot of things in his mind right now, and one of the most important things for him now is to actually focus on Galatasaray and win trophies for them. But after that, we are going to see what he decides to do. Whether he's going to take a pay cut to move to any of these English Premier League clubs, because that's what it seems like right now. None of these English Premier League clubs want to meet his wage demand, which is kind of worrying for me, because Osimhen deserves all this money that he's asking for, if he asks my own opinion. But let's move further, guys, and let me let you know that the under-20 national team has now released a full 35-man provisional list for their forthcoming game in the Nations Cup. That's going to be played in Egypt later this month. Actually, that competition is starting on the 27th of this month. So Aliou Zubairu, who's the coach, has now released provisional 35-man list, but it's still going to be chopped down into final 21-man list for that competition. They should already have started their training camp right now, and then 10 days before the competition, we expect the final list to be released. And for the players that have been called up, we have a lot of interesting talents here, both home and abroad. I'm going to be posting it on the screen here so you can see the goalkeeping area. We have 3 goalkeepers who have been invited. We have some interesting players, both from home and from abroad. All of them have been invited. The best under 20 players that we have, to compete. So the list, as you can see on the screen, it's really loaded for that competition. So to conclude this update, guys, Victor Moses has now reached an agreement with Luton Town Football Club that he's going to leave the club at the end of the season. Of course, you recall Moses actually joined Luton Town at the beginning of the season, when he sought to help them qualify into the Premiership from the Championship. And when he came, everything was going well, scored a few goals here and there, and then things started going south. And right now, Luton Town are struggling to stay in the Championship, because they are around the relegation zone right now. They are in danger of falling down, further down the Championship. And the club is deciding that this is not what we signed up for. We brought you into to promote to the Premiership, but it's not really happening, so it doesn't make any sense to renew your contracts. And obviously Victor Moses is someone who's experienced, so it was always going to be like that. It's either you do well and the club does well and you get a new contract, or you do well or you don't do well, the club doesn't do well, and then you don't get a new contract. It's strictly professional. So he's going to leave as a free agent at the end of the season, and hopefully he signs for a club who has as much passion and ambition as he still has for the football.